coach. For you. On you who I'll bet my life. Won't toss my paradise. I'm I ain't nice. Subtract falsehood advice. You who eventually seeing through y'all. That rule got me seeing through y'all. Ain't like I'm doing something to y'all. You who got me seeing through y'all. You who eventually seeing through y'all. That rule got me seeing through y'all. Ain't like I'm doing something to y'all. You who got me seeing through y'all. Yeah. Family business ain't no greed in me. Mr. Clark, my brother lean on me. I lean back, but it ain't no dance. Make appeals, but it ain't no Zans. Feeling okay, I'm oh so grand. Keep in mind, only got two hands. Never label in advance. Don't call him friend until you prove that man. A little time, all you need. If it's genuine, it shows. Vampires play a role. In the light, get exposed. Transparent up against that law. Brothers hide it like no one saw. Yahuwah eyes never miss your acts. One day you gotta pay that tax. Fairy tales, you can clean that mess. Toward keeping me at my best. If you hate a brother so, it will never stop the show. What's it like to some love? Especially from above. Mighty talk where you learn that at. Man, the perfect never burn a batch. Yahuwah word, that's all for me. Everything else is so bored. Life in me, what y'all store. This English sound foreign, yeah. Righteous point of view, pray they see it too, yeah. Make no excuse, stand on my life. Won't toss my paradise. I ain't nice. Subtract falsehood advice. You who eventually seeing through y'all. That rule got me seeing through y'all. Ain't like I'm doing something to y'all. You who got me seeing through y'all. You who eventually seeing through y'all. That rule got me seeing through y'all. Ain't like I'm doing something to y'all. You who got me seeing through y'all. Yeah.
All right, shalom, y'all. It's Michael Israel here, and as you can tell by the title of the show, we are discussing community building, step 1, and we're going to go into that. The title of the whole lesson is Starting a Community, and it is featuring a brother that I've been talking about from a Straightway community, Brother Djerry. Okay, hey, shalom, Brother Djerry. Let me unmute your mic there. Let me see if I can do it. Yep, there we go. I think I did it. You might have to do it. There it is. Hey, shalom, Brother Djerry.
Shalom, my brother. Bless you.
All right, and hold on. Let me put in my headphones so I can hear you. And let me make sure. All right. So, shalom, brothers. Good to have you on the show.
It's an honor, man. Thanks for having me on the show, man. I appreciate it.
And like I said, as you can tell, the title of the show is Starting a Community Building. You know, I've been kind of talking a lot about this just from... this was it was something that I didn't realize what I was searching for. I didn't realize what I was beginning to see because I felt like I had plateaued in kind of in what I was doing. I felt like I was just going through the motions. I felt like, okay, each weekend we go do a Shabbat. And then we just study, and then we go back and go back to our slaveries and things get tougher and tougher. And I was like, there has to be another level to this. What's going on here? I've been in those types of positions before. And what I slowly began to realize is that, okay, I was like, I got to put this thing into action somehow outside of doing what I'm already doing, doing my little ministry thing, teaching, all that. Um, One of the things I've found is one of the first things and I think one of the first traps a lot of people fall into is, in a way, kind of exploiting their brother unknowingly because of deception, because we adopt the church model, and we get brothers and sisters to kick money up to us, and then we take that money and buy a purple Cadillac or something like that, and and we just don't get anywhere with things. So I had seen Pastor Dow. I had been following Pastor Dow since I came into the truth, but I was like, I couldn't understand how to start that. I was like, I tried to sacrifice and save up 60,000, 20,000, whatever, but it didn't make any sense to me. So I kind of was like, well, I guess that ain't for me. I was like, I don't see how I could get some land and get on it and start building on it. It didn't make sense. So I went back into what my studies, being a Hebrew, all this. And then 3 or 4 years later, I got a call from Ron, and he said, hey, I just talked to Pastor Dow. He said he has our back. He's going to come out to this. He told us he's gonna come out and teach at this conference. I didn't know to what capacity. I was excited, because I wanted to meet him. But I was like, maybe there'll be some answers there. But I didn't know what. I didn't. But I was like, I was interested. So anyway, fast forward. By the time I went up there to Detroit, which was last week, this thing was burning in my mind, because I now knew that I could feel the pressure of this society on my back as far as, paying bills. I didn't see any end to this job I was working, or in my future to, like, I don't like my kids in the public school system, these silly schools and all this stuff like that. So fast forward, we went up there to the Great Awakening, and it literally was a Great Awakening. And, we were going through, I had met Pastor Dow a little bit because he had showed up the first night. And the first night I told him, hey, I'd like to talk to you because I want to figure a way out of this daggone thing to do what you're doing. And lo and behold, the next day, sat down and had the most amazing 20 to 30 minutes I've ever had when I sat down with Brother Djerry here and Brother Dave. And that is why, and I'm just trying to set everything up, but that's why I called this thing STEP1, because Brother Djerry has been doing community living for a year. Okay, so he's fresh into this. He came from being a brother like me to going into this. So it was the Most High led me to talk to him and Dave first, because that's the ground level. So basically step 1, or this episode, is talking to Dave because he's just got into this thing. Step 2 is going to be talking to Brother Kabir because he's on another level with it. And then step 3 will be Pastor Dow because he's doing it at a higher level. But anyway, we had an amazing lunch, and he went in and he began to lay down, just briefly. I'm telling you, a 30-minute lunch, how he did it, what it took, the challenges, the benefits, the blessings. And me, I was so thirsty for it. I just inhaled it all. I was like, whoa, I walked out of there in shock. So anyway, with that said, Brother Djerry, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we discussed at that lunch and what you told me and everything like that, if you could.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. You're good.
All right, hallelujah. Well, first and foremost, man, I want to give all praises and honor to the Most High. And I thank you for having me on your show today. I also want to give honor to our beloved pastor, Pastor Charles Dow, a man of honor, as you can see by his fruits, the example that he have laid forth. Um,
And I just put this picture up, you know. Hey, and I put a comment under this picture, man. I was like, man, y'all scaring them girly men out there with this picture, man. Y'all gonna get flagged on Facebook. That they don't like that much masculinity. Hey,
yes, sir.
but go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. Yes, sir. I also want to give honor to the great men that have sacrificed all and followed Pastor Dow, our elders, our deacons, our teachers, our community heads and leaders, and all of Straightway, all the saints that's actually getting behind these great men, because we are the fruit of their leadership. You know what I'm saying? And so without these men being obedient, we wouldn't have a path that we could follow. You know what I'm saying? Because like me and a whole lot of other people, we come from this world. We come from a regular uh, family structure, so to say, natural family, and most of our parents wasn't nothing. You know, didn't lead us by example. Most of our friends didn't have anything positive to influence us. You know what I'm saying? And so when the Most High called me to this truth, and I followed him with my actions, and I gave up everything by putting myself last and putting him first, I was able to receive the blessings of this ministry, And so it wasn't until I would say uh, about 5 or 6 years, man, till the thought of actually joining the community came in my mind, because Straightway been doing it. You know what I'm saying? But when you first come to the ministry, you're not thinking about doing community. You just, you're fresh in. You just want to receive the word and get your wicked heart together. And then after getting more serious, then you start to see that, man, we got to follow the footsteps that these men is putting forth. And so, we've been doing, me and the Saints here in Clarksville, we've given up everything that we had. We put everything in one pot, and we decided we was going to do this thing, and we was influenced and we was motivated by our elder Donnie, because we've been talking about doing this for a long time, man. And Elder Donnie really just got on us and was like, "Hey, brothers, what y'all gonna do? Y'all either gonna do it or you're not." You know what I'm saying? So he spoke to all of us that live in the surrounding areas, and he told us, "Hey, listen, those of you that are serious, you know what I'm saying, come and let me know, and then we'll put this thing together." And from that moment on, man, we kicked off, and we've been doing it for a year now. And we've been able to save a good amount of money in just 1 year. You know what I'm saying? If you watch the videos Pastor puts out, he's letting the people know how much we're accomplishing because of unity, because of the leadership that we have. And I gotta say this, man. Our beloved brother and community head, brother Ron, he is the one that's in charge of everything. The finances, where they go, the things that we need is what we get. We don't buy things that we want. You know what I'm saying? We may get a few things here and there with our own allowances, but other than that, that man knows how to manage money, and that's why we're able to save up the amount of money that we have. Because if we were living our own individual lives, bro, and just doing our own thing, we would not be as disciplined to uh, to accomplish the mission at hand the way we're doing now. So you have to have a community structure. You have to have people that you can trust to live with, to be around, because you're talking about having your family around a group of people all your life. This is a commitment. This is almost like a marriage, so to say.
And
You know
real
what I'm saying?
fast, so because he said a whole bunch there, and I shout out to my Ak. I see him in there. Me and my Ak Eric Riddick, we had a good talk today because, and I want to say shout out to him because I like when people call me and question what I'm saying and what I'm teaching, and he saw some things that I said and some things that I've taught on here that he felt were questionable, and he called me up. We got on the phone like men, chopped it up, and had a real man to man talk. And I told him, man, anytime you find something I say that's questionable, definitely holler at me. But we were talking about this. He expressed concerns that a lot of people including me, had about community. I know a lot of brothers, understandably so, were like, man, I wouldn't do nothing with our daggone people. I don't care if it's about the book or not. And I'm like, dude, I understand. But one of the things Eric helped me understand on a deeper level is the importance of congregation as the first step. Because like this brother told me when we met at lunch, and Kabir told me also, is when you congregate and you fellowship on those weekends, that's when you can feel the person out. That's when you can discern. That's where you can watch. You can watch people's footsteps and see where they're coming from, and see if you know what I'm saying. You get a good feel for this person's character. Brother D, if you could talk a little bit about that.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, let's just keep it 100. You know, a lot of people, if they would not want to start a community with the people that they're with, you know what I'm saying? It's because, you know, I'll put it like this. See, we believe in spiritual warfare, okay? And so here at Straightway Truth Ministry, we are a deliverance ministry. And so we believe in casting out demons. We believe in healing the sick. We believe in all of the good things that is written in the scriptures. And so being on a community, you know, you have to get, you got to get those demons out of you, man. You got to get the devils out of you, because you're not going to come all perfect. You're going to come jacked up. You're going to come with all kinds of issues. You're going to come with all kinds of personal issues, self-desire, selfishness, bitterness, all crazy things. You know what I'm saying? And so one thing that we exercise is deliverance. Okay, and so every weekend, when we have our Shabbat service and stuff like that, right after Shabbat services, all the brothers gather up together and all the sisters gather up together, all in separate rooms, and we exercise deliverance. And we're very vulnerable with each other. We open up. We speak about things that you would never think that you would talk about to another individual. And we're very vulnerable to each other, man. So if a brother's going through something, the brothers, we talk about it, and then we go after those spirits, and we make sure that we help our brother. We're not the kind of people to go and expose your business out to the world. You see what I'm saying? Because what you're doing when you make yourself vulnerable like that, you're exposing the house of time. You're exposing his kingdom. Because truthfully, if you're dealing with something and you don't want it in you, and you're going to want to get it out. And without deliverance, it's almost impossible for you to have a properly functional community.
And real fast, one of the heavy things, because that's what I wanted to point out, because this is the other thing, man. When I started, like, because when we initially got up there to Detroit, I was literally like running like crazy, and then as things began to slow down on the second day, I began to be able to like see who was who. And I'm telling you, all the straightway people, it was like I was meeting long lost brothers. Like I was just telling Coy about that. It was like, I was like, yo, these dudes is like, they got the same spirit as me. Like they real dudes, you know what I'm saying? And one of the things, cause he, like I said, man, when this dude talked, he says so much so fast that I slow down. I want to cut it all up so y'all could digest it. One of the things that living in close quarters, like when I talked about in my other video, when I was in the military, we were out in the middle of Qatar or middle of UAE, out there at some base out in the middle of the desert with like, with our whole flight, our whole squadron was out there living in the desert, 10 to 18 people in a tent, and you're in close quarters, and anything that's off comes out, and you got to understand how to be a team, how to live in close quarters. Well, it's even on a higher level what this brother's doing. Okay, it's the furnace of affliction. Gold is tried in the fire, and when you live in a house, your wife, your kids, all y'all, and with some other families, you're gonna get purified up in that thing. And hey, look, most of our people, they'll do that for 4 hours on the weekend, or maybe a little more, but they don't really want that real fire. Go ahead.
Hey, here's a good question. Here's a good question, right? And I often say this: how in the world do you expect to be living with Yah and His people in the kingdom when you can't even live with your brothers and sisters who you say you love while
Ooh.
you're here on this earth? Come on, you know what I'm saying? Hey, every Shabbat, saints gather up, you give hugs and kisses and all that good stuff. But you mean to tell me you can't live with the same people that you're hugging and kissing on the Shabbat? You see what I'm saying? But yet we get along with some of the people that we work out with in the world. Those heathens that we work out, we're up under them more than we're up under living with our brothers and sisters.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to actually putting our actions, our words behind our actions, one foot behind another, we don't, we start to get skeptical. It's because we know there's a lot of issues that's wrong with us. People don't want to face the reality that we're the problem. It's not everybody else, it's us. So when you start working on yourself, then you can become selfless and you can live amongst other brothers and sisters that are striving to enter into the kingdom just like you are.
Wow, dude. I should let you teach my Shabbat class. Hey, look, and I'm telling you, all them brothers that I was dealing with from Straightway, they were like so easy to be around, so easy to deal with. Like you could see it on. And I want to say this too, because Pastor Dow caught flack because he was like, man, that woman need to shut up, shut her mouth, and something he said. And people already know how congregational Hebrews take those types of comments. But I want to, because I talked to Pastor Dow about that, and he made a good point. He was like, you know what I should have did? He was like, I should have brought the Straightway women up there. Dude, and look, this is what me and Koya and the kids were watching today. We were watching this, Straightway Help Meets. This is family,
yes, sir.
wholesome family entertainment. And I'm telling you, I watched one of these. I was listening to one of these sister to sister things. And dude, them didn't sound like abused, oppressed women. Them didn't sound like big mouth women with their butts hanging out that abort babies. I was like blown away by the stuff they were on there saying. And so I would, if y'all think Straightway is some type of that they have brainwashed women, like I said, yeah, the women are brainwashed. Their brains are very clean.
That's right.
Hey, I was like, so go over there and check that out. That don't sound like somebody, they don't sound like these nutty, crazy women. It was a breath of fresh air. Because and Koya got enough wise judgment for herself. But I don't like her listening to a lot of these women out here who call themselves teachers or whatever the hell they call themselves. Because they're teaching feminism and they don't even realize it. But
come on, brother.
Hey,
and they're doing it.
Go ahead,
and they're doing it in the name of a Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's the worst part, man, because let's just go ahead and be real, man. Pastor Dow is a straight up man. That's why he says the things that he says, and he says what he means, and he means what he say. And people were like, oh, why he have to have a security team around him? Look how the man talk. The man is preaching truth.
Yeah, people.
And
hey, look, and let me tell y'all something else, man. That's real heavy. If you look at anybody who ever got assassinated or anything, anybody, even King, whoever you want to name, they were teaching against. They were teaching commune. They were teaching commune living, community living. Or dare I say the dreadful word, communism. But communism or commune living does not work unless you have morals. And that's what's in the book.
Brother, first and foremost, there's no such thing as it's not easy to find common sense, because you can never have common sense unless you're common in mind. And unless you're common in mind, you cannot have common unity. You can't build nothing if you're thinking one way and then the other people is thinking another way. You got to be moving by the same spirit, man. You have to move by the same spirit. That's why our community head, okay, he follows Pastor Dow to the T. He ain't changing nothing. He ain't adding nothing. All he's doing is following the wheel. Why recreate the wheel when the wheel's already spinning? It's been spinning for years.
Right.
Since before you and I was created, the wheel has been spinning. So people are, coming up with all these new doctrines. People are coming up with they're trying to recreate the creator's plan. All we need to do is follow the creator himself.
All right.
Instead of trying to recreate the plan.
So real fast, I just want to, I'm glad you put that in there. I see what you're saying. You said it was disrespectful for him to say that, but a lot of people, and I taught this in my lesson, they say love is patience, long suffering. Okay. And we've exercised, Michael Israel here, I've exercised patience and long suffering. But understand that there's a time when the patience and the long suffering runs out because you're saying the words are too harsh. Well, I've been saying this message in a very kind, gentle, not so harsh way. But when the train gets so close and you're still standing on the tracks, you got to start yelling and cursing. Eventually, you got to hit them with a block tackle to get them off the damn tracks.
That's right.
So when you sit there and say, well, he didn't have to say it that way, look at the condition of our black women today. I taught on this. They're killing 900 babies a day. At some point, just like Tupac said in that video, eventually you're going to be beating on the door and yelling. We've been tiptoeing through the tulips too damn long. It's time for action. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, yes, sir. I believe Paul said, though I be rude in speech, not in knowledge.
Bring it.
I mean, think about that. You know what I'm saying? Because we live in a generation where the men or the boys who's supposed to become men has been feminized. And this goes all the way back to slavery. When the man used to get whooped in front of his wives, in front of his children by the slave master, and then, his woman couldn't even count on him to protect her. And we fast forward today, the men has been feminized. Every time you put on the TV or the radio, they pushing his homosexual agenda.
Right.
And so
hey, look,
for a sister to be in the truth.
And real fast, I got that picture up. You think I'm playing, because I put in the comments, y'all gonna scare the girly men. You think I'm playing, though. People are threatened by this right here. They're threatened by that. That's scary to a lot of people. That's what I'm comfortable around. I get uncomfortable when I'm around dudes wearing pink and guy makeup with manicured eyebrows. That shakes. I feel uncomfortable. So we in a feminized society. Go ahead. I'll bring it out again.
I'm sorry
I interrupted.
No, you good, bro. I mean, but think about it, man. What other way that you have that you can confidently say I am secured when shit hit the fan? You see what I'm saying? If it ain't community, what is it? Because you're not gonna be up on a 40, 50 acres pieces of land all to yourself, just you and your little family. Who's gonna be there to help you protect your family? Who's gonna be there to help you fight the battles that's coming? Because if you don't think it's coming, then you're not in tune, because it's coming. Coming.
And real fast, even on what you're talking about, there's two things I heard today. And like I said, I work on I'm a mechanic on military fighter planes. I'm not active on it anymore. I'm not in the active duty military anymore. I do it as a federal employee or whatever. And trust me, I hear things. Okay? And if you saw what happened today, a Russian fighter aggressively intercepted a U.S. plane. A couple days ago, I think the Strait of Hormuz was shut down because they captured some British tanker. Iran did. So it's popping off, but I don't want to get too far ahead. I want to say this. I want to come back and say this, because people are skeptical on that. But what I'm talking about, and we're gonna let's get into this real fast, is the economic bondage that we're under, and the educational bondage where we have to give our kids our kids spend the bulk of their life in these freak show schools. I spend more time taking candy away from them and telling and deprogramming them and trying to figure out this silly math what's it called, common core crap that they're teaching the kids and trying to teach them. I spend more time with that than trying. They don't teach them nothing. They confuse them and program them. And we're rushing around, going to these jobs, eating this fast food and eating this poison they selling us at Walmart. It's like, so, hey, I'm going to hand it back over to you. D, speak on that a little bit. And I also want you to talk about, one of the first things me and you talked about is what your initial financial goal was when y'all moved in the house together, and then what y'all ended up doing. If you could talk about that, you know.
Yes, sir. Well, picking up where you left off at with, our children being taught by our enemies, one thing that Pastor Dow preaches and lives by is none of our children has been shot up by any snake venom, monkey pus, or any of those things. We believe in home birth. So we have home birth on our communities. Going to the hospital, going to the world is the last thing that we have on our mind. And so, when you live in community, you have different sisters that they will learn different skills that will be a benefit to the community. Some may learn midwife, some may learn how to can food, gardening, things of that nature, things that's going to help us in real time. You see, we don't live in this fantasy world where we're trying to have our women become anything other than what's going to benefit the whole. And so even on the brother side, brothers learn different skills, you know what I'm saying? Some learn plumbers, electricians, and all these different things. So I had both of my child was born at home. Okay, and they're perfectly healthy. And guess what? The state don't have any jurisdiction on what we're going to do or what we're not going to do with our child. And so that's something that Pastor Dow teaches and preaches on hardcore. And if it wasn't for his knowledge and him bringing it out, we wouldn't have known what to do. And so our children is free. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people are afraid to do this because they don't know, and they don't have anything to help them back it up. And so many men in this ministry have led by example. And so that has given us, it took us away from having that fear. Oh, what's going to happen if we have our children at home and stuff like that. It's even worse if you're sending your children off to be taught by your enemies, and soon they're going to be teaching them homosexuality in school. They're already doing it in some states right now. So if you're comfortable with sending off your children to school every day, every morning, then you know what I'm saying, you got to come out of that mindset, man. You got to come out of that mindset.
Now, talk a little bit about how, like, one of the things I was like, you know what, doing like this, Corey working, I'm working, we doing this, we only pay our debt off a little bit, and I was like, this junk is for the birds. I was like, I ain't like, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? That's why what you told me was so amazing. Talk a little bit about that. Getting debt free.
Yes, sir. Well, this is what we did here in Clarksville. And this is the standard procedure. What we do is, once we make up our mind that we want to live communally, okay, the men go out and work. And the sisters, we don't have none of our sisters out there working in the world. And so that gives them an opportunity to bond. It gives them an opportunity to learn to dwell amongst each other, bond and become more loving towards one another. While the men is out there working, laboring, putting in that work, blood, sweat, blood, and tears. You know what I'm saying? We're out there laboring. And so we put everything in one pot, and having the trust in our leadership, trust in our community head, we put everything before his feet, which is what a lot of people is afraid to do, because they can't trust their brothers, because they don't have any trust in themselves. You see what I'm saying? So we trust our brother. We see where the money's going. You know what I'm saying? We're not just out here buying up stuff and splurging. And so being disciplined of one mind, one heart, same spirit, we put all the money before his feet. You see what I'm saying? And every month he'll give us a monthly allowance that'll accommodate every family. We have one of nothing. Our bills is paid. Our phone bill is paid. We eat real good. We eat like kings. We have 2 meals a day. You see what I'm saying? And we get every community is different, but he gives us an allowance that will accommodate us according to our family. And if we want to buy something outside of what the community doesn't provide, then we buy it on our own. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we're able to accomplish the goals that we put forth. And and that's basically how we do it, bro. And if a brother have debt or anything, before moving on the community, we make sure that a portion of that, what he is getting from his job, is going towards paying off his debt. You see what I'm saying? While still continue on in the mission.
And so, and just real fast, so, and what that would look like is you have, I don't, certain, however many families are living, however many families living together, they're living in a house. They're splitting the mortgage up maybe 3, maybe 4 ways, so it's real manageable. Whoever's managing the money, I'm sure, is very transparent, so everybody can see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like these these organizations that mimic or are the Christian church, where you kick money up, pastor wink at you, and then he drive up with a purple Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that. And he just in exchange for your money, he gives you wishful thinking and an emotional high. That's not what this is. This is book. This is where they said they took all they had, they sold it, they put it before the apostles' feet, and they distributed equally amongst everybody as they had need. They're doing that. So basically what they're doing is they get in there, yep, that's right. They get in there, they pull their resources together, they get their stuff paid off. Brother D also talked about they had a financial goal to raise money, and they exceeded that by leaps and bounds. And then they, because I saw one of the sisters put that in there, they exceeded that financial goal by leaps and bounds. Once they achieved that financial goal, they could purchase their land and begin building a community on land. This thing of living up under one roof in close proximity is only a short-term process to reaching a goal. So you're not going to be living like 3 families in one small house forever. It might be 5 months, might be a year. Speak on that a little bit if you could, Brother D.
Yes, sir. Well, I know what you're asking, man. Pastor already brought it out there, so I'll go ahead and let y'all know. Within a year, man, we were able to save up $60,000, man, and that, to others may not be a lot of money, but for a family of 4 and a single brother that came together, man, that's a big accomplishment for us. You see what I'm saying? And it took a lot of hard work to get there, and we haven't reached our goal yet. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to reach a greater goal by Tabernacles. But like I say, if your leader is not disciplined, if your leader doesn't have his mind and focus on the goal at hand, then you're not going to be able to accomplish much. But like I said, the community head that we have, man, he is very good at managing money, and he leads by example. He don't give us an allowance and then he goes off and buy other things for him and his household.
A pink
We're
Cadillac.
all doing the same thing.
Purple
Yeah, he
Cadillac.
don't. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to trust the people that you're living with, man. Because if not, then you're not gonna get anywhere, bro. You're really not. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people they're just too prideful to say, hey, this brother's wiser than I am. This brother knows more than I do. I mean, even in the days of old in Israel, who was it that said, hey, gather up all of the people that's around you, gather up all the wise men and put them leaders over hundreds, over thousands. Put them leader over you. Choose the wisest men amongst you. Okay, when we came together and we decided to do community, I remember Pastor Dow sitting down and Elder Donnie, and he said, okay, who amongst you is going to be the leader. Nobody said anything. That's how humble our brothers was. Ain't nobody jumped up and said, I'll be the leader. No, they had to choose a leader for us. And it's better off that way when the Most High chooses a leader than you choosing one for yourself, because we already know how that works.
Right.
And so that's pretty much it, man. That's how that took off, man.
And I see y'all. I see the questions is in there, and one of the sisters asked, "What about single brothers and sisters? How does that work?"
What do you mean? You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific on
that.
that.
Well, I kind of understand what they're saying. They're saying, okay, if I'm a single woman, you gonna have a single woman up in the house and all that and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, like I'll give you an example. We got a single brother that lives with us, right? And so we live in a 5-bedroom big house. We live in a big house. It's a 5-bedroom house, 3 bathrooms. And so the way our community head set it up, since he lives in the master room downstairs, all the other 3 rooms are on top, the 2nd floor, right? And then we have 2 rooms downstairs. So the single brother, he's downstairs, away from all the married couples. Okay, and so there's no intervening, and there's none of that going on. And so the married couple stays upstairs, the single brother stays downstairs, and we only get together on Shabbats because we're busy all day, all throughout the week. The men is out there working. Nobody but the sisters are at home, and one brother when he gets off of work. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, there's several different ways you can go about doing that. So the community head will fix it up as he fits, but everything will be done in righteousness.
Right.
Everything will be done in righteousness.
You gotta use wisdom. And just so you know, like I heard Pastor Dow and I think it was Kabir. They talked about they had a person who was handicapped. They have older people who are very old and need to be taken care of, but like I said, that's why this is just step 1. That's why I called it step 1, because I brought Brother Djerry on just to show you how to get into this initially. Kabir is going to be step 2, and then Pastor Dow is going to be, that's the advanced level, step 3. And like I said, I realized real early, I ain't gonna say real late, a couple days ago, I was sitting at work and it hit me. I was like, dude, it's my job to really take this model, what Straightway's doing, and show it to Brews all across the nation and direct them towards Straightway to get guidance and all that on it. Because, I mean, and Pastor Dow, he explained it perfectly to me. But then I know the way some people, I'm like, I knew I had to get this brother on here because he broke it down so simple to where there's no getting around it. You know what I'm saying? It's very digestible and understandable. You know what I'm saying? But it's time, man, because folks is struggling. And this church Christian culture model that they're bringing in, this pyramid scheme where everybody kicking their money up, it's hopeless. It's economically hopeless. It's spiritually hopeless. You could cast demons out all day, but you're not in an environment to keep them out.
Come on now.
And you ain't even gonna know what's wrong with you. But hey, look, this is how the Most High work. We begging and pleading with you. I'm real talk. After everybody seen my live stream that I did up there at the Great Gathering, they seen Pastor Dow's message. They realized I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. People done reached out to me, and we're gonna be doing this sooner than later because all this stuff got put on in front of me, and then this even bigger thing got put on me, and yeah, it's unbelievable. I'm not just talking. All right, hold on one sec. Y'all let me know. I'm getting warnings that the feed might have messed up. If y'all are on Facebook, hit the thumbs up button if everything's going good there. if y'all are on YouTube, hit the like button and let me know that everything is smooth and it's not hanging up. Cause it's okay. Or say something in the comments or something. Put a 1 in there to let me know it ain't messing up over there. But so okay, so let's one of our ox on the prayer line, he was talking about the women and talk about the importance of having your house in order. Having the woman understanding her biblical place, not all this scripture twisting by feminists and feminazis to make scripture fit their hurt and their agenda, but actually operating, because you in that house. Talk about how imperative it is for the men to be in their biblical role that's plainly there, but everybody want to twist scripture and say, oh, no, we could do this too. And talk about that, because you're not just talking about this thing, you live in it. So bring it out,
Yes, sir. Man, you're going to step on some toes with this one right here,
Let's
man.
do
it. First and foremost, I wasn't a man until I came into this ministry.
Woo.
I didn't know what a man was. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was a man. I used to run the streets. I'm from Miami, Florida, just like you. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Florida. And so, that street life and what these dudes teach you is not what a man is all about. A man rules his house. A man is going to lead by example. A man is going to provide for his woman, and she's going to trust in him, and she's going to follow him wherever he goes. Okay? And so, a lot of people, for you men out here that's thinking about doing community, you're going to find out real quick whether you have a wife or not, because a wife is going to be obedient to her husband. And that's the biggest problem that we're dealing with today. That's why when you get women that gets up and start preaching and start talking that don't have a head, that don't have a covering, they feel as if they can do and say as they see fit. But that's not so, because the scripture says something out of a woman to speak, you know what I'm saying, in the assembly. And so, me and my wife, man, we've been together for 10 years. 10 years I've been married to this woman. And she when I first met her, she was always a quiet and meek spirit. She had little things that she had to work on, but it wasn't until I started listening to the ministry of Straightway Truth, and I learned how to be a man. And so I told my wife, hey, this is what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to bow down to her, get on my knees and
real fast,
and beg her, please.
Hey, hold on, real fast. Hey, if it's acting up, go over to YouTube. If it's acting up over there, okay? But you were saying you didn't have to bow down. Go ahead, continue.
I didn't have to bow down and do all of this extra stuff to get her to get on board, because at the end of the day, you're going to find out whether the Most High is dealing with her or not. And so the Most High, he had favor and mercy upon us, man. And my wife of 10 years, she followed me as I followed Christ. You know what I'm saying? I followed Pastor Dow as he followed Christ. You know what I'm saying? And so getting in line and following the example that's been put before me, we've been blessed, man. We've been blessed, okay? And we're continuing on being blessed, living amongst family, people that are like-minded. You know what I'm saying? People that mean business about the Father, because if you mean business with Yah, He's going to mean business with you. You see what I'm saying? And so you really got to mean business. You can't be out here, 1 foot in and 1 foot out, because the Most High, He going to search your heart.
And we call that the Hebrew hokey pokey. You put 1 foot in, you take 1 foot out, and then you take it off. Yeah, so, boy. Bring it out. Keep going. I'm sorry, man.
No, you're fine, man. And that's, I don't know about any other brothers, but as for me and my house, we follow the Most High, and we follow the strength. Men follow the strength, and so that's why we're as strong as we are. And that's why everything is going forth as it should. I mean, think about it. Straightway, when I first came to Straightway in 2010, going in 2011, it was only Straightway. Now, fast forward into today, 2019, Straightway has 9 different communities that's underneath them. 9 different communities. 9. If that doesn't speak value, I don't know what does. And it's going to continue on to grow. We just have to build a whole new tabernacle. You know what I'm saying? Because the other tabernacle was overcrowded. People would be all the way to the back door outside of the tabernacle just to listen to service. And so people are getting serious. The word is getting out. You see what I'm saying? And we, you know, those that are called by the Most High and that mean business, they're the ones that's going to be chosen. They're the ones that's going to be sealed with His Ruach HaKadosh. They're the ones that's going to start letting their actions back them up. Okay, because faith without works is dead. So if you say you believe, if you say you want to do this, you can do it. You truly can do it. But you gotta give up.
And I'm sorry, but I gotta say this. Maybe something that I really need to, and we could have a discussion about and get certain people on there, people who might want to question this, is what are works? Because see, a lot of our people, it's like debatable. But to me, it's real simple. It's like you see with works. When you got works, you see the fruit. And what I see in the Hebrew community is a lot of people suffering with debt, a lot of people suffering with disease, a lot of people suffering with spirits on them, a lot of broken people who have memorized scripture better than me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, when I met these brothers, you know, because I've done a lot of, I'm very hard on myself. Like Koya hears how I really talk. Because I talk aggressive. But I talk that way to myself a lot. And so I understand, but in doing that and in trying to grow spiritually, I'm not where I need to be. I got a lot I still got to work on. But the growth I have had, it's my spiritual discernment is on another level too. Your spiritual discernment grows with your spiritual development, and that's why I keep saying, man, when all these brothers, some of them, they were wearing straight waist shirts. Some of them, I could just see the straight waist spirit on them, or whatever you want to call it. But you could see that they had been through the furnace of affliction. Lions recognize lions, but they could also spot kitty cats. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, I just wanted to bring that out. But yeah. So Brother Jerry, go ahead and speak a little bit more about moving forward, what some of y'all's plans are, what the next level is, if you could.
Yes, sir. Well, right now, brother, what we're focused on is accomplishing one mission at a time. You know, we don't have our mind on several different things at once because, you know, sometimes people try to do too much and then they get nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So the first mission right now for us is build up the funds that we need to build up so that we can get land. Once we get land, then we're going to build on that land. And this is where all the hard work comes at, because getting money to buy land is the easy part, brother. It's the easy part. Within that process is when we're supposed to be getting our wicked hearts together. Or we're supposed to be getting rid of all of the things that's going to affect us the more so when we get on land. Because when you get on land, that's when it begins. That's when you're going to start seeing who's got the good work ethic. Because we got to build these homes, brother. We ain't going to be calling the world to come and build our homes for us. No, we're going to build our home with our own hands, with these hands right here. And so that's why we got books. We got books on building. We got books on plumbing. We got books on electrician. So we have to learn these things so that way we can put our hands to the plow. You see what I'm saying? So that's the next mission, bro. Soon as we get land, man, we're going to start building on that land. You see what I mean? And then from there, we'll see what else the Most High puts on us. But there's nothing else better when you can go out into the field and you butcher your own cow, you butcher your own chicken, you eating fruits from your own garden that the Most High blessed you with because of your doing. Okay, bless all the doers and not those that just hear the word, but those that live it. And so we have to become doers in Israel, man. We need to stop talking, and we need to stop, procrastinating. We need to stop worrying about this and worrying about that. We just need to start doing.
Real fast, I want to point out, because I see what y'all, I'm looking at the comments. I want to point out a byproduct of what they're doing, they're growing their own food. And as they move forward more and more, they're going to grow their own food. They're not going to have, so instead of having a gym membership where you paying them, you paying Babylon to labor so you can burn the fat off you. Instead, get your butt out there in the garden in the sun and sweat the fat off you while you eat low-fat food that you grew. It's like, this thing is basic. But you got folks dying from obesity because they eating McDonald's hamburgers and watching Netflix. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So let me say this real quick, and then I want you to talk on the garden and the food and all that stuff. When you get what they're doing, what Pastor Dow is doing, what he's trying to communicate to you is get back to the Bible, because I'm a mechanic, so everything with me I gotta use mechanical analogies. The Bible is an operating manual for this body. Get back to operating this body the way he said to operate it.
Yes, sir.
He didn't design you to sit on a couch and suck down cheeseburgers while you programming your mind with poison. You know what I'm saying? He didn't design you for that. He designed you to be out getting sun, planting stuff, getting it out of the ground, eating it, blah, blah, blah. Okay? He designed you to live in a community, not for you to be some single woman up in some apartment going crazy, scared, and all this stuff, or be some single man with a jar of Vaseline on your computer being a one-handed internet bandit. He designed you to be married in a relationship, living among other people. You see what I'm saying? But this society, everything they're doing, divide and conquer, dude. So,
come on,
I'm telling you. But go ahead, man. I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Come on. The word says that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds forth out of the mouth of Yah. Yah commanded us to go out and be fruitful. Yah commanded us to go out. Like you said, he made us to live on communities, man. We got to go back to the ancient ways. None of our forefathers would have been out there. None of our forefathers would have been out here in this city, man. How are we going to be set apart and not be amongst the heathen when we living just like them? What's making you set apart? What's making you fruitful? What's making you not look like the other nations? You see, some of us just want to be comfortable when we could just drive up to Walmart and get what we need. Drive up to McDonald's and get this fast poison they feeding us. You see what I'm saying? So no, that's not the way we're supposed to be living, man. We're supposed to go back to the ancient ways. And living in the city is you just like the other nations, man. All these so-called quote unquote Hebrews that wear the name of Israel of an Israelite, that wear fringes and stuff like that. They're building schools instead of building communities. That's a problem. That's a problem. Where the rest of the money going at? You'd rather build a school to keep teaching your the people knowledge, but yet all things may be lawful, but it's not expedient. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you're not applying the spiritual aspects of it and you're not doing it, then it means nothing. It means nothing.
So now, Brother Rudy, with what you posted, you need to read Jeremiah. And like I said, I got Brother Ugo and some other brothers coming on here who have I talked to this brother on the phone about end time prophecy, and because he's tied in with Igbos and stuff like that over in Africa, he got a heavy understanding of biblical prophecy and all this stuff. And I'm just summing it up. But basically what the Bible says is get yourselves together, get separate, get off to yourselves, get ready to provide for yourselves, so that when I bring this thing down upon these nations, I'm going to keep y'all off to yourselves and protected. Okay? And while this nation is falling apart, they're going to see Yah's spirit on us. That don't mean you running around getting sweaty, acting like a nut in a church. When his spirit is on us, it means we're following his word and we're functioning as a nation instead of all this division. So that's a whole nother lesson, because what the brother was saying is like, that's not going to protect you from the government's lasers and this, that, and the other. You got to read your book, because he ain't giving you a spirit of fear, but a sound mind. But that's a whole nother, we can get into all that. But when you read the book, he trying to get you prepared. This ain't, that's what I'm saying. They spiritualize 90% of the book, when 90% of the book is practical and only 10% of it is spiritual.
Come on, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Hey, look, but check this out, right? Pastor, this is how I keep my spirit in check. You know, there's nothing wrong with wanting to know, you know, all the great things and get a biblical understanding. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, but truthfully, I mean, if it ain't pertaining to your salvation, does it matter right now at this appointed time? Does it really matter? What's more important than your salvation? You know what I'm saying? What's more important than your salvation? You know, we try to get all this deep knowledge, but we ain't thinking about salvation, man. And that's what I think a lot of people need to be focused on. You see what I'm saying? And your salvation has a lot with you being with like-minded saints, being on the community. You know what I'm saying? All those things ties in together. Because like I said before, earlier on in the feed, how can you say you love the Most High, who you cannot see, okay? But your own brothers and sisters who you can see, you can't love them enough to live with them? And you think you're going to just walk right into the kingdom of Yah and everything's going to be all good and great and you're going to understand the order of things. It starts here. The kingdom of heaven is within you. So you got to learn to live together amongst your brothers and sisters in love and unity right now while it counts.
Right. That's right, man. And some of y'all put, nobody knows the day or the hour, but what the Bible says, you'll know the season. When you see the leaves on the trees turning colors, you know it's fall. You know what I'm saying? So you'll see the signs. Now you don't know the exact minute, but you see what's going on over there in the Middle East. You see the food is poison. Like, dude, we don't, like, when we have tacos or whatever, we can't get the meat from Walmart because it gives us a headache. And we're like, what the heck what is this crap? You know, it's like, dude, it's if you can't see it, just get in any direction you look, you see it getting worse and worse, you know?
Yes, sir.
You see inflation and all this stuff, you know? And what it is, and I'm going to say this too, a lot of people are comfortable right now, so they don't see the benefit of it, you know? But the Most High is looking, he wants to help the poor. Speak on that a little bit, family.
Go ahead. You got give me more.
Okay. Well, the Most High, he cares about the poor, the downtrodden, those people who are isolated. A lot of these, a lot of people out here, the people who have a hard time receiving this are those that are just comfortable where they're at right now. The people who have the people who got a problem with this are those people who out there fleecing the flock, who out there, they got this pyramid scheme model where folks is kicking money up to them. You see what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? To be truthful, man, as I understand it, you know, all that say that Israel aren't Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? Just because you say you're Israel doesn't mean you're Israel. Because Israel has signs that follow them. Israel has a footprint. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of these camps and things that people are following, the Most High really ain't dealing with them, man. And if the folks ain't opening their eyes to see that, then it ain't really nothing that us who are doing it can do about it. It ain't nothing that we can do about it. You see what I'm saying? I call a lot of these folks, you know, a whole bunch of Christianites, man.
Right.
Because they come into the knowledge of the truth, but they're keeping a whole lot of their old ways, and you can't tell the difference from whether they was in the world or when they became an Israelite. And so truthfully, you can't really help those folks. We got to move forward. We got to move forward in what Yah has called us to do. And hopefully before the Messiah returns, these folks will be able to get on board. But you ain't gonna be able to save everybody.
Right.
You got to save you and your house first before you can save anybody else. And that's what I say, when it comes to that.
Okay. Yeah.
Because yes, sir.
All right, real fast, Elder. Hey, brother Rob, let me know what city and what place, and then I'll bring it out. But he was just saying Elder Rufus is coming to his city. I think that's D.C. But when you just text me the information and we'll bring it out. The other thing I wanted to address is because it was one of the questions I saw in here, and let me see. All right, I forgot what it was, but what y'all need to do is I'm gonna pull this up for you. Go, so y'all are caught up and y'all know. I want to make sure y'all understand what we're talking about. I want to show y'all. Okay, there we go. So look at this. This is the Spiritual Combat channel. Go to Spiritual Combat on here and go check. I want to show you the videos to watch. That's really gonna establish. This is at the Great Awakening Conference that Ron Dalton and Dr. Howard put on. And this is what you need to watch. You need to watch Ron Dalton's lesson that he put on. Okay? I forget. There's a couple of them here. Let me see. I'm gonna show it to y'all. Okay, so I think it's this one. It's a couple of them. Just watch them all. Over the period of time. You have to watch Pastor Dow's Shabbat lesson and Ron Dalton's workshop lesson, which is day 2. So it's the day 2 here. It's on the screen. So this one, make sure you watch that, and make sure you watch Pastor Dow's men's conference. This is a classic. It's funny too, and then his homesteading, and then his Shabbat lesson. And I'm telling you, even Koya, when she sat down and because she was in attendance, she listened to Pastor Dow speak when Brother Roosevelt and Sister Juanita, when they and then a ton of other people. I'm still getting phone calls and emails today with people like, hey, I'm ready. What do I do? How do I get down there? How do I start it here? How do I do it? What's the first step? That's why I had to do this video, dude. I was getting so many inquiries on this thing. I was like, man, I gotta bring Brother D on. And then next week, I'm gonna bring Brother Kabir on. And then after that, I'm gonna bring Pastor Dow on. And he could answer anything. You see what I'm saying? But I had to do this. And I see by the responses in the comments that I see that, man, y'all are receiving this thing and y'all get it like I got it. Y'all feeling. And I only had a 20-minute power lunch with this brother here. 20 to 30 minutes. Him and Brother Dave. Just boom, 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 boom. Brother Dave will be on with Kabir whenever I can get them on, whenever they have free time. But and I don't know what my face looked like, but I know my spirit was like, whoa, blown away. This is real talk. So if y'all have any questions, put them in there. We're going to continue talking, though. I want to ask y'all about the garden. Talk a little bit about the gardening out there and everything.
Yes, sir. Man, I'll be honest with you, brother. I knew nothing about gardening, man, until, see, Brother Ron, he's been doing this since he was in New York. This brother was gardening in his, in the city, man.
Okay.
Just to be applicable about it, just to apply it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to have a whole tons of acre to do this.
Right.
But just to do, start with a little bit, man. Just start where you at. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. We got a good question. We got an awesome question. And the brother put, I agree, and and he said it sounds suspect. And where is this modeled in Scripture? Awesome question. And the first thing I would have you to do is if you want to know where this is modeled in Scripture, watch Pastor Dow answer it verse by verse. And he ain't doing none of it. He's rightly dividing the word when he does that. He's not sitting here jumping from precept to precept to line the Scripture up with his agenda. This brother going chapter by chapter and backing it up in the book, Scripture for Scripture, in slow motion, to where even Michael Israel with a learning disability could get it. So go watch this lesson right here. Shabbat service, the Great Awakening. Go on Spiritual Combat, watch it. It's 4 hours long. You can fast forward through all the whatever and go right to his lesson. And the brother comes straight down the middle. It ain't none of his agenda in there. It's just straight script. My Madison and Samantha understand what the Most High was saying from the lesson. You know what I'm saying? So go check it out. He's in Acts. And just to sum it up, it said, like I said earlier, they took all they had, they put it before the apostles' feet, and they equally distributed among the people as they had need. And you could go on, and he goes straight down the middle. Hey, Brother Djerry, I'm going to let you speak on that a little bit too.
Yes, sir. Man, it's going to be a good show. If you guys really want to know in depth more details about, where is that in the scripture? So like Brother Israel said, man, go check out that teaching. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got nothing to lose, because I can't break it down better than the shepherd did. You see what I'm saying? But man, y'all have to look forward to the upcoming shows when he finally gets Pastor Dow up here.
Right.
Because this man been doing this for 20 plus years, man, and till this day he still has people from the humble beginnings that is still living this straight way till this day. You see what I'm saying? And man, they got some stories that is unbelievable, man. It's been so much that's taken place. The Most High have showed up. You know what I'm saying? The Most High has truly put his name in straightway community, and everybody can look and see that it's Yah's doing, because if it's not of Yah, it's gonna come to naught. You see what I'm saying? But it is of Yah, it's gonna prosper.
So look at this. It says somebody asked, can you leave your family if they're moving in the other direction? That is gonna be when Kabir comes on. He can go adamantly. He will thoroughly go into that, I'm sure. Okay, and like I said, and he's not gonna just be talking about it. He's a client. You know what I'm saying? Like that hair club commercial. Let's see if you have the ears. So let me see the other questions. I'm going through the questions. If you had anything, go ahead, bring it out.
Oh man, I don't have anything right now, man.
Okay,
I'm just listen to the questions. Yes, sir.
All right. Let's see. This is what I'm going to email you about. It says organics best. Yeah. And like I said, y'all, man, a lot of people, and I already know the way let me say this first. I've gotten, it's been made known to me in a couple different ways that what I'm saying, what I'm bringing out here, the wolves in sheep's clothing that call themselves shepherds, they don't like it. Okay? Real talk. But what I say, I tell everybody, dude, I can't say it enough. The Bible says you will know them by their fruits. Watch people's footwork. How long have you been up under Michael Israel? How long have you been up under whatever ministry you're up under, and where are you at? What were you doing last year? What were you struggling with last year? Where were you at spiritually last year? Where where were you at economically last year? Where was your health at last year? What was your weight on the scale? Like when you put your feet on the scale and weigh yourself, where was it at last year? Where is it at this year? You know?
Hey,
That
we
is
gotta
footwork. Go
say
ahead.
this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You gotta say this. You know, a lot of folks maybe listen to this and be like, you know, yeah, you know, I see the fruits. I see the fruits. You know, we're doing this and we're doing that. Hold on, don't get too far ahead of yourself. Don't just look at what a man is doing, but also look at what they're not doing.
Mm.
See what I'm saying? Because you gotta, it's weights and balances. What are you not doing? You're not building communities. How are you gonna say you love the people that's underneath you, but you're not providing them, okay, with the proper knowledge and the proper example for them to follow, so that when hard times come, which is coming, they could be able to sustain themselves. They could be they don't have to depend on this wicked system. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say, man, we can have all this knowledge, man, but if we're not doing what matters in real time, then we just have knowledge, and just knowledge is not going to get you into the kingdom. Just knowledge is not going to save you when when shit gets hit the fan.
Right. Facts. Facts. And real fast, Brother Wesley and then McLean, I'm gonna have Brother D answer your question. Brother Wesley, he asks, and I can answer this. I'm a business owner and I pay myself a certain amount each week. Will I have to pull out of my business income also? So that's why when I bring Kabir on, that's gonna be step 2. Kabir was an NFL Hall of Famer. The dude he told me the square footage of his house. His house got more square footage than I got land. So, and what this brother did is he got with Pastor Dow. Pastor Dow's like, hey, keep your money. Kabir turned his mansion into a community. Okay? And that's why when Kabir comes on, he gonna blow your mind, because he provided a means of production to the people. This is community. This is a deeper level. Okay? That's why I said the Kabir and what he's doing is step 2. You people who, one of the things I wanted to bring out here, this is important, is everybody has an asset. Kabir's asset was obvious. He had money, he had property and land. Okay? But he had needs. He had needs. He's going to talk about that. For Michael Israel, Spiritual Combat, I don't have a whole bunch of money. I don't have a whole bunch of time. I have a lot of know-how, and I have a lot of connections. Okay? And I know how to, because of the spiritual gift of problem solving, I know how to see connections where other people can't. Okay? But the Most High put people in my life, even recently, who have property, who have land, who have financial resources and stuff to help me out in order to put more kingdom work in. So there might be a person, like I talked to Enoch yesterday, he don't have money, he has plenty of time. Well, to me, that's a priceless asset, but he don't have a lot of know-how. You see what I'm saying? So everybody got bricks. And like Ron Dalton, I was laughing, man. He was like, Mike, he's like, we putting bricks in, man. We building this brick house, man. He's like, we bricklayers. He's like, we dropping bricks, huh? And, shout out to my Ron Dalton, man. That's my dude, man. I like that man. That's my brother, man. But, so I want to, Kabir is going to go in on that, but no, you have a means to where you have an asset that it's okay. You got a lot of money coming in. So money isn't as valuable as it is to a person who is working this job and he doesn't have any money, but he might have more time or some other resource that would be a benefit to you. But Kabir, that's when I have Kabir on the show for step 2 in community building. that's going to be a good show for him. A brother asked, he's asking you, Brother D, he said, what do you have to sacrifice in order to live in a community? Brother D. And I'm handing it over to y'all.
Well, that ties into the first question, and I was getting ready to answer that. What do you have to sacrifice in order to live on the community? This is the answer that a lot of people don't want to hear, but I'm gonna just keep it 100. You have to sacrifice everything, and when I say sacrifice everything, I mean everything, because the thing that you're holding on to, that's gonna be your fall. That's going to be your fault. The very thing that you're holding on to, you're saying to the Most High that this thing that I'm holding on to is more important than what you want to use me to do for your people. This isn't about us. This is about Israel. This is about the generation that's coming after us. This is about my children, your children. You know what I'm saying? Your daughter, your son. This is about them. Because when we came into this world, we didn't get our 40 acres in the mule. We don't have nothing that is in our name. See what I'm saying? So, you got to give up all. I have a business. I have a business, and I do very well in my business. I had a business before I came into the ministry. I had a business before I came into the community. And guess what? My community he didn't tell me, oh, you got to give me you got to give me your business plans and everything over. No, we had a trust. And so he says, listen, just like every other brother, they bring me their paycheck. We do this, we do that. You see what I'm saying? Everything goes in the pot. You get an allowance every month. So you have, you give everything, but you get something back every month. So it's whatever you want to do with your personal money, when you get that allowance, that's what you do with it. That's nobody else's business. But as far as what you make in your business or on a regular job, all that goes into the pot. Because if you were holding anything, it's going to hinder the mission from going forward. How are you expecting to reach your goal when you're only giving what you think you should give? Then if you want to give $1 and that's all you want to give, how are you going to be an asset to the community? You see what I'm saying? And so I've been challenged in that area. I'm just going to put me out there. I'm going to expose the devil. When I came into the when we first started doing community, I saw so much things that was inside of me that I never knew was there. I saw a whole lot of selfishness. I saw a whole lot of just me just hogging to materialistic things, and I thought I've given up everything, but truthfully I didn't. And so I had to get my heart together. You see what I'm saying? Because ain't no brother gonna force you to stay on the community. You could get up and leave whenever you choose. But if you truly want to be a part of Yah's people and you truly want to help build Israel, then you're gonna give up your business. You're gonna give up everything. You're still gonna be working the business, but the business no longer belongs to you anymore, because there's no community in that. The business belongs to the community. You see what I'm saying? And so if you want to hold on to your business and you want to hold on to the things that you own personally, then maybe community is not for you. Okay, because community is truthfully what it is. Community. Everybody has all things in common and as they need. You see what I'm saying? So
right.
that's pretty much, that's what it is on that note.
And the other thing is, because I seen a sister put in here, some people say, hey, I heard people have been thrown off, and if this doesn't work, it's going to mess people's faith up. Let me say this. If you understand book, if you following book, okay, and you got to understand that you need to discern. You don't just jump in with people with low moral character. You know what I'm saying? You need to have enough. You need to be at a level in your spiritual walk and understanding that you're able to discern people's character and all that. And then, like I said, I would also, Brother D, now let me ask you this. Did y'all just jump in 100 or y'all went in gradually, or what was that process?
Well, everybody's situation is different. But as for us, we've been, a lot of us move from our hometowns, wherever we was living at originally, and then we decided to move near Straightway. And so the brothers that lived near Straightway, we're the ones that a group of us decide we're gonna come together because we see each other every Shabbat. We're fellowshipping all the time. We're having fellowship at each other's houses, homes, different weeks on there, and so you know we decide, hey, listen, we're just gonna do this thing, man. And so we sat before the feet of pastor and the elders, and we asked them how did they do it, and where should we start. And so the first few stages was, okay, finding who wants to do community. Once we got the people that wanted to do community, the next step was finding a home that could accommodate all of the whatever total amount of people that there was. And so finding the home was the next stage. After we found a home, we had a goal that we wanted to meet by X amount of time. And after setting the goal, we everybody just went hardcore on it. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And we have meetings we starting off, we used to have meetings the first couple of months. Every Sabbath we'll have a meeting, the whole house, what we need to work on, what are we not doing, what are you doing wrong, and stuff like that. And then we started to get better and better and better and better. And now we'll probably have a meeting once a month. You see what I'm saying? Just to see where we at with the finances and stuff like that. Before you know it, you're a well-oiled machine. You
And
see what I'm saying? But if you have doubt, if you have all these different things, and you letting the house of time get in your mind and stuff, that's what's gonna get you to fall short. You see what I'm
see,
saying?
hey, look, hey, let me say this real talk, dude. This ain't, this is, I said it earlier, dude. This is trial by fire. You know what I'm saying? It's another level. Um, and, oh, where was that at? Somebody asked something and I was going to address it. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Okay. This, the model differs. It ain't no cookie cutter. All right, this is what you gotta do. It's different. There's different models. Like somebody, the situation might be, hey, this person, or this family, they got good money, this, that, and the other, and they're gonna let you move in and get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? But you sit down and you use wisdom and you work it out. You see what I'm saying? You come together where you need to link up at. You know what I'm saying? It's not, that's the model they agreed on, but what you're gonna find with Kabir's model and what he's doing is different because the situation was different. You see what I'm saying? So
Yes,
yeah,
sir. I had one thing I wanted to add.
go ahead.
You know, don't be so focused on sacrifice and sacrifice, because obedience is better than sacrifice. If you can sacrifice all of this, right? A lot of us may not have a problem sacrificing because we don't really have much at all. So you can sacrifice everything that you have, but you can't be obedient. You can't get along with a brother. Every time you told what to do, you always got an attitude, and you're lazy spirited. You're dragging your feet. Listen, you could be bringing in a whole lot of money, but if your spirit ain't right, then you ain't right. If your spirit ain't right, then you'll be better off not being on the community than to be on the community. Say, oh, I'm breaking all this cash, and your spirit is all jacked up. We would much rather have peace in our communities than to have a whole lot of money. This ain't about money, bro. Because, like I say, coming together and getting money to buy land is the easy part. It's getting your spirit right. That's the problem. People don't want to be told what to do. People are too prideful, and that's what I said. What I said earlier. We're very we're very serious when it comes to being getting deliverance and keeping ourselves clean and staying in the clean environment. You see what I'm saying? I could say for sure that I would rather live with my brothers and sisters in the faith than I didn't live with my natural family. I would rather live with these brothers and sisters any day. I don't care what we got going on, as long as we're fighting. We're fighting to get it out. We're fighting to be better. We're fighting to fix ourselves. Nobody here is dealing with the pride that, hey, I'm better than thou. No, everybody has something they need to work on, and everybody's focused on fixing themselves. We're not sitting here pointing the finger at everybody. We're working on fixing ourselves, and that's why we have peace in our communities.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Um, somebody was asked, is it like a franchise up under Pastor Dow? And he from talking to him, and I've talked to him a couple times. If you're the way he explained it to me, if you want to come up under Straightway and be part of them, you could be that. But I mean, on the same note, he got his videos all over the daggone place. You don't ever have to contact Straightway, and you could do it yourself because they got every single thing published and documented all over social media. So clearly, no, you don't have to be up under them. That guy following Yeshua started his thing all by himself out there. But would it be easier to get up under them? Yeah, it would. But go ahead, D. Talk on that.
Yeah, like you said, brother. No, Straightway is not out here saying, hey, come to us and get up underneath us. And no, the Most High adds on to the ministry as he see fit. What we want to be is a light unto all the Israelites, an encouragement into all the Israelites. Because truthfully, saints, you can't do this. Don't let the enemy get in your mind and make you think of the things you have to give up to do this. Because there is no other way that's better to live than to live on a community with like-minded people. You see what I'm saying? If you could find another ministry that is giving you the example and the lifestyle like Straightway, shoot, go follow them. But if you can't, then just humble yourself and get under people that is actually living it. That's all it is. That is real simple.
And now somebody, now look at this. Okay, so somebody put in here, I live in the country in a 2-bedroom block new home. We are now getting solar panels and necessities to sustain what we need. You don't need a community to do it. Now listen to this, because this is how simple all this is. Kabir could have brought him a chunk of land out in the middle of nowhere, got solar panels on, and been self-sustained and good to go. But that's that selfish spirit we talking about.
Come on, man.
That's the selfish spirit we talking about. Okay? That's that spirit of, hey, I got mine, you better get yours. And that's capitalism 101. It's survival of the fittest. Yeah. Dude, Kabir, again, I told Kabir, he told me the size of his property, it's some insane number. The dude don't need to even talk to any of us forever. He got money forever. He could build him a city under the damn ground and not need any of you. But what he choose to do? But that's the spirit that people have. That's how heavy this bondage we're under with this capitalism mindset is. That somebody posts that in there and they think they're good. They seriously think it's all good. But that's why you don't, that's people who, they don't have Christ consciousness. They don't have the spirit of Yah in them. They don't have Christ in them because they don't get it. They just mechanically keeping the law. And go ahead, I'm sorry.
You know that? No, yes, sir. You know what that sounds like to me, That sounds like somebody saying, hey, Most High, I want to get into your kingdom, but listen, you're going to have to set me up a little spot all to myself, all the way to the side.
Okay, hold on. Let me hit this. I'm glad. And sister, I'm not mad at you. This is what we need. We need people challenging what we're saying. I encourage people to challenge anything I say. You should question it. And thanks, Latonda, because she's questioning what I'm saying. Because it says, a wise man leaves his children's children an inheritance. Now, you can leave them some assets. She said, I'm going to leave my children assets. You can't leave them to a community. You can leave your kids some assets, but I know trust fund babies. And they just smoke crack all day and weed or something. But when you leave your kids' community, they're set.
Come on, hey. That's good. That's good. Like I said, like you said, the questions are good. You got to challenge this because, you ain't just going to listen to a show like this and receive everything. You know what I'm saying? Receive was for you. But truthfully speaking, I get it. You know, you're worried about, well, what's gonna happen? I give everything and I move on this community, and now, you know, I'm dead and gone. My children, how do I know my children's gonna have this inheritance? You know, how do I know my children's gonna, you know, be able to live on this community? This,
Right.
that, you know. Well, it's simple. Everything's in the trust, because you could live on a couple of acres all to yourself, and you leave your children an inheritance, and then they don't do what you wanted them to do with it. Now what? Now all that you work hard for goes to waste. It
And,
goes to
and and
waste.
your own, and now you just left the inheritance to your kids, but not your kids' kids. And then
Exactly.
but then to put it real basic, you're disobeying orders, because he said, "Gather yourselves together, O family not desired, or O nation." So while you
Come
out
on.
there in the woods living up high and mighty, there's brothers and sisters in the cities dying. It's selfishness. It's plain and simple, you know. But that, hey, it is what it is. We keep it, like I said, man. What I'm talking about, like, that's what I'm saying. I need, like, cause I tell you, I learn slow. I learn real slow, because when I learn something, I gotta understand everything. But this is simple. If you're greedy, you're not gonna get it though. So you're gonna tap dance around.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let me say this, because I see somebody just put there. It says, okay, Straightway Communities, I will check them out. Pastor Dow reached out to me and Koya. He's flying my whole family out there in a couple weeks. And he said, Michael, you can document everything and all that stuff like that. Which I really don't need to, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be real honest. After I got on here, because like, you watch people's women and that tells you a lot. And I'm just telling you, after I got on Straightway Help Meets and listened to 1 or 2 episodes, I was like, well, shoot. I was like, it really ain't too much more you could say. Cause when I go to some of these congregations, I watch some of these ghastly women out here run around and act like they captains and lieutenants. It's like, dude, I was like, I already know the handwriting's on the wall, man. So, hey, go ahead. Go ahead.
True. Well, yeah, I was going to touch up on this, man. You know, I can truthfully say that, you know, if something were to happen to me today, you know, I know that my children will be around Yah-fearing people.
Okay.
That means business.
All right. So hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but she's making good points, and I want to address them. Okay.
Yes,
so,
sir.
She said, no, it's not selfish, Michael, because I do a lot for the people, rather if they're in the truth or not. Some people don't or can't live together. Show me the scripture backing what you set up, but you're under orders to gather yourselves together. People who can't live together and have to isolate themselves got spirits on them. For them, I mean, the book is pretty plain in what it said. But some people got, it's called a stronghold on you, where you just can't get past it. I had that on me when I was a porn addict. You know what I'm saying? That's what I had on me. The only way to get it off, I couldn't will it off me. I had to get it I casted it out myself on my own through prayer, fasting, and supplication. And I could have made all types of excuses trying to twist the scripture around the demonic stronghold I had in myself. But, you know, it's just, dude, you at the end of the day, like that song I played at the beginning, it's transparency. And a lot of people aren't honest with themselves. And if you're not honest with yourself, then how can you even be around anybody? Because you're going to be dishonest with them. I'm telling you, what we talking about here is simple, but it's real heavy. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I like, you know, this is iron sharpening iron time. You know, we got to, go ahead.
You know, it's, you know, she's asking to give her the scripture. There's plenty of scriptures. You can read the whole book of Acts. That's all it's talking about. But I'm not just going to give it to her that easy, because you have to do your own due diligence. You have to do your own research. All I could do is lead you back to the teaching that Pastor Dow did at the conference. Because like I say, I can't come behind him and explain the words and the scripture the way he did. He made it real clear, real simple. So I would advise you, sister, to go and watch that teaching. You know what I'm saying?
And look, and one of the verses Pastor Dow brought out was a rich young ruler or whatever he was.
That's right.
And he said, he was like, hey, I done this. I kept the law right. He was like, sell everything you got and come rock with me. And he was like, that's what we talking about, dude. This thing, what we talking about is simple, but it's challenging the core of your spirit. Go ahead, family.
I got the scripture right here. It's Luke 18 through 23. And a certain ruler asked him, saying, Good master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? And Jesus said unto him, Why callest thou me good? None is good, save one, that is Yah. Thou knowest the commandments. Do not commit adultery. Do not kill. Do not steal. Do not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother. And he said, All these have I kept from my youth up. Now when Yeshua heard these things, he said unto him, Yet lackest thou one thing. Sell that thou hast, and distribute unto the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come, follow me. And when he heard this, he was very sorrowful, for he was very rich. So could it be that we really just don't want to give all to follow Christ? Could it be that, we're still holding on to our possessions? See, there's no getting by with the scriptures, man. Truth, there's no getting by with it. You either going to follow him or you're not.
Right.
And your actions is going to speak louder than your words.
It's not a game.
It's not a game. You could say I'm doing this and I'm doing that, but that's to your own understanding.
Right.
That's to your own understanding.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, sir.
Yeah, and real fast, I wanna hit this because this is something the sister put. I'm glad I got YouTube. I need help. I've had nothing but bad luck since I was born. And let me tell you, there's no bad luck, because luck is laboring under correct knowledge. So if you had bad luck, you weren't laboring under the right knowledge. But spiritual combat, straightway, we come down the middle. We ain't selling emotional high and wolf tickets. We talking facts 100. Listening to brothers like this, straightway, spiritual combat and all this stuff, you're not going to have bad luck, because you're going to understand the mistakes you're making. And you said I was in foster care, bullied and abused. I haven't been able to think straight for years. I have a mental block. So sister, what you need to do is see that email on the screen right there in front of you. info@spiritualcombat.org. You need to email it. Okay? And we about getting folks right. We ain't about selling you hopeful, wishful thinking. We'll help you out. You on the right damn channel, because it's aptly named Spiritual Combat, and Pastor Dow called his thing straightway, and we come straight down the damn middle. And we don't veer left or right. We just about action and results. So I just want to take time. I know I've been interrupting Brother D all night, but it's just so much. I knew this was going to be a heavy show tonight. You see what I'm saying? But Brother D, I hand it back over to you.
No, beloved, I'm just bouncing to the beat, man. You're not interrupting me at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just feeding off of, what you putting forth. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully this right here, this show will be able to help out a lot of people that's watching, man, because truthfully, that's what we want. We want to edify the body. We want to help Israel. We want y'all to know that, hey, cut away all the excuses and just be about your Father's business, because you can do it, man. Don't think on your own strength, because it's not by might, no by strength, but by his spirit. Okay. It's his spirit that's going to lead you.
Right. Sister Latanda it says nowhere in the scripture where you need to be living. I said some people can't live amongst people. That's your emotion. That's a spirit in you that's making you feel that way.
That's right.
And okay, because that's not book. You're told in the book to live together, to work together. This is why we can't become a nation. And you just wrote that. You said our people haven't been able to work together. Our people are divisive. And we've been divided for 5,000 years. Okay? But which is you're stating what's already written in the book. A nation, look up the definition. Okay? All right. So yeah, but that's good. I like what you're bringing out.
Yes, sir.
You said do what Yahuwah says to, and he will do what you can't for yourself. And what does Yahuwah say? It is written. You do what the books say. Because if your emotions or you're hearing something and it don't line up with what the books say, guess who talking? Guess who whispering in your ear? It ain't Yahuwah. And what we're trying to tell you is what you're thinking and what you're saying ain't of Yahuwah. It don't line up with the book. That's all we're saying.
Ain't.
Okay?
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
There it is.
That's the word. That's the word. It's simple. You know what I'm saying? You either gonna do it or you're not. You know.
Hey, hold on, Sister Latanya. You say you're not gonna apologize for being blessed by Yah. I could tell you, I could show you evil people with a lot of money, so that ain't a blessing. So don't think that money and being well off is a blessing. Okay? Don't deceive yourself. Sometimes that's a way for you to never make it in. Rich or young ruler. All right.
You know, I've had a lot of different people, man, from different camps and all of that. You know, even people that's around the way, that's not too far from it. That's invited me to their community, and you know they've already got a well-functioning community, whatnot. Oh, it looks like it from the outside, but they got a whole lot of hell going on within the inside. Okay, and so I don't want to move to that. Right. I don't want to move to that. I don't want to be moving amongst people I don't know, because you need to know them that labors amongst you. I would much rather start from the humble beginnings with true Israelites. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about the money, man. It's really not. It's about the spirit, because that is thicker than anything. You know, that's more that's more guaranteed to me that, okay, you know, I'm around serious-minded people. I can trust these brothers and sisters, man. I'm not worried about all the materialistic things of this world. What good is it for you to gain all of that, but then yet you lose your soul? You don't even have the Holy Spirit. How you know that you're a part of Yah's people? He said that they don't have my spirit is none of mine. It's none of mine.
And like it, and it says the words that he speaks are spirit. So that is spirit. You know, what's book. So, all right. Somebody asked a question. Don't think she said she'd rather live alone. Well, yeah, you'd have to go back 8 point. Okay, so yeah, so you know, but yeah, you know, all we're saying is, I'm telling you, when you feel so-called comfortable, that could actually be a curse. I'm just saying,
yes, sir.
But I'm telling you, this is part 1. Okay, this is step 1. This is community building. Step 1, getting started with community building with my man D. This is step 1. Now, when Kabir comes on, because we overlapped in it a little bit, but now Kabir is going to show you, because he's over a community, okay? And he is selfless. He was the rich young ruler, but he took the other pill. He said, okay, I'll do it, you know? So he's going to take y'all to a whole nother level, overlapping and answer a whole nother group of questions. Him and Brother David. Okay? So yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, just looking at the comments, I could tell a lot of people were edified. Did you have anything else you wanted to bring out though, Brother D?
No, sir. I'm just bouncing to the beat, man. You know.
And then for those of y'all, if you're wondering, I'm gonna put this up here. This is Brother D. If you don't know, he's on YouTube. I'll make this bigger so y'all can see it. That's Brother D right there. That's his YouTube page. You know, if you want to get in contact with him. And then also, let me see. And you know, if you want more information, because like I said, Straightway been doing this for years and years. Yeah, Brother Matt put calling yourself humble doesn't make you humble. Nah. You know if you humble when you in certain situations. Hey, again, it's about those fruits. It's about what you see.
Yes, sir.
But let me. The other thing is, let's see. Pass. All right, there we go. Community. Again, a brother on Facebook showed community living in Genesis 47. They lived off to themselves in a community in Goshen. So he's bringing it out. You know, that's what I'm saying, man. This stuff is, you see it all through the book, but with Christianity and all them lies they teach over there, Christianity, they've taken crafty counsel to cut you off from being a people. Now, they took your identity. Now you're getting your identity back, but they also took how you function. But now you're getting that back. And folks are going to wrestle with it. Folks going to wrestle with that thing. You know, because, hey, look, the Hebrew hokey pokey. Some people, some people, like I said, you put one foot in. Here you go, baby. Let me see. Okay, thank you, baby. She just gave me a show note, like a teleprompter. She held up a note. But again, it's the Hebrew hokey pokey. You put one foot in, and then you keep one foot in Babylon. You keep one foot in the Hebrew so-called faith, the truth with an F, the truth. That's what they call it. I'm in the truth with an F
Right.
on it. You know what I'm saying? The Hebrew hokey pokey. You put one foot in, you keep one foot out.
Put out.
But nah, dude, you gotta get all in. It's all through the book, but they've taken crafty counsel to cut you off from being a people. They entice you into loving Babylon and its money and the surface candy highs that it brings, and they wave it in front of you and get you to chase it. Well, what you gonna find next week? Kabir didn't take it.
Come on.
Kabir tasted all that Babylon. I don't know about football, but I know he won a trophy for how good he played, a big one. Like the dude was no joke, and he got cheddar for days. He got money for days, but he turned down Babylon, so he gonna be good. Now, with Koya held up there, she came in here and just let me know, hey, Mike, do a recap of what you talked about tonight. Okay, so because a lot of people came in late. But the first thing I want to do is tell y'all, go over to Pastor Dow's page right here. I'll make it bigger. And check out some of his videos. He teaches on everything, like, because he gave me some wisdom on optics that I need more information on. But this was a good video here. But anyway, go over here, check it out. Anytime you see him teaching like this, he got that number behind him. You could call that number if you want to talk to somebody. And he'll go into all that. And there's a whole bunch of this Straightway News, Straightway Tech Team. I'm not sure what that is. And there's Straightway Help Meets. You need to if you got a rebellious wife, you need to set her in front of that. And some of these women out here who don't even get me started on that. But hold on, I got a question here. Michael Israel, are there any Hebrews in Memphis, Tennessee looking? Absolutely, there are. Email me. If y'all want to know about this stuff, email me. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. If you're in the Florida or Georgia, like this area, I'm heavily connected all through Florida. Whether it's Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Tampa, Orlando, and I know brothers and sisters, they reaching out to me. They trying to do this all over the place down here. So it's going down.
It's going down.
It's
For
going
real.
down, baby. So,
Hey.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, just so you know about Straightway Tech Team on YouTube is where you can find all of the teachings that Pastor Dow does on Shabbat messages. And it's well organized. You go to videos or playlists, and you're able to find teachings on just about every topic that there is. You see what I'm saying? Every topic that there is, you can find a teaching on there, and it'll help edify your soul. So that's Straightway Tech Team. Straightway, you got Sisters to Sisters. That's hosted by Sister Ashley and Sister Jennifer, and they speak on everything. You know what I'm saying, that women go through, that answers that you wouldn't get from a brother. You see what I'm saying? So they speak about everything that women would want to hear or talk about, issues you may be dealing with. You could, that's a real good show that you could tune into if you're a sister seeking truth. What else? And then Pastor Dow, he preaches on economical, spiritual, and physical aspects of life. Anything that has to do with the word, that has to, he speaks about everything, man. Like Brother Michael made mention, optics, firearms training, political. He speaks about it all.
Which real fast to my ox. I know my Jacksonville brothers sisters. Y'all ain't seen me in a minute, but trust me, I got some stuff going on. But we'll be doing in a very soon. We will be doing some firearms training. So we got some stuff in line. So that's good.
Hallelujah.
Okay, so the sister said, again, sis, you said, you're really not willing to submit to the control of another man. But again, what you express, Latana, is that y'all are well off, y'all straight. So y'all are in prime position for you to start your community and to be over it and to guide people and to help another couple maybe get on their feet who's struggling. You see what I'm saying? That's why he's blessed you with those resources and this truth. You see what I'm saying? He blessed you with that so that you could be a blessing to someone else. Trust me, if I tell, I don't put everything out there about what I've done, but Coy, like we ran ourselves into the bone to do some of the things we're doing to get the truth out, and we didn't know how we were going to keep going. And then the next thing you know, Most High, he said, if I think of, like a lot of stuff now, I don't even pray about it. I just think about it. And then the next thing you know, he provides the need. And you think I'm playing. Like, I don't want to, like, brag and go into detail on everything. But trust me, what I'm saying is real. Okay?
Hey, I like to say Israel is real.
Yeah. It's real, baby. It's real in the
It's
field.
real. That's right.
But yeah, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna wrap this up, y'all. If y'all got any questions, definitely about community building, if you want to help out, support, and all that stuff, my email's right there on the screen. Or if you want to know like about the community building, because we're in the process of doing it. Like we got some things in line. But Amir, I'm sorry, Brother D, tell him how to get in contact with Straightway if they want more information, if they want to get this thing going in wherever they're at.
Yes, sir. You guys can call the dining hall. That number to the dining hall is 615-688-3025. Again, that number is 615-688-3025. And when you call, leave a message and ask to speak to Elder Becker. All right, and he will return your call at as soon as he can. He's a very busy man. He gets calls every day from all over the world. But if you don't get through the first or second time, just keep pressing. You know what I'm saying? Keep pressing. Or you can also speak to Pastor Dow personally on 6 days. You can catch him on his YouTube channel if he goes live, or you can catch it on www.straightwaytruth.com or straightway.com, whichever one. Both of them will work. And you can find him there live doing the Blog Talk Radio shows, and you can actually press 1, and you'll be able to get into the calling queue. So that's how you can contact the ministry.
So somebody, yeah. Well, the main straightway is in Tennessee somewhere. That's where the main one's located at. And they have, there's one in Canada too. Sister just said that there's a straightway in Canada. And then they got them in a bunch of other places. One in Georgia. With my Elder Rufus. Shout out to Elder Rufus. Sister Koya just posted the phone number in there for y'all. There's a straightway in Houston. Shout out to Brother Derek. Shalom out. So yeah, there's a straightway in Houston, and I'm gonna be in Houston next week, man. So I hope to see y'all out there, man. Yeah, so that's gonna be awesome. But yeah, so yeah, it's this is the next level. This thing, it don't need me. This thing is going down. It's gonna spread like wildfire, because I'm telling you, like I said, I used to invest in the stock market. I made a lot of money, and I know how to make connections and see things that other people really ain't seeing. And I can just tell you from when I used to study the housing market, because I invested in real estate, dude, this thing, like the inflation is going to begin to go berserk. People who ain't making 6 figures and have a certain amount of money, everybody just going to be struggling. And that's by design. You know what I'm saying? And it's the Most High forcing us into this. You know? You're either going to get forced into this, or you're going to sell your spirit, basically.
Hey,
go ahead.
Pastor Corey just jumped in on here on Facebook. Shout out to
shalom, Pastor Corey, man. Shalom,
y'all. Yes, sir. Y'all check him out on YouTube too. That's another pastor that's a part of the ministry, following the example. They're also living communally as well.
And where is he located at?
Kansas City. I believe they're still in Kansas City.
So there you go, Kansas City. How close? That's near Memphis, right? Or I don't know. You can tell I failed geography. I didn't do good in school. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm a mechanic by trade.
Hey,
but how close is Kansas City to? Yeah,
I think that straightway is actually closer than to Memphis than anything. Cause we're in Tennessee. We're in Lafayette, Tennessee, and I know from Memphis it's probably about a 3 or 4 hour drive. But if you're really seeking truth, man, you'll drive out at least once a month or once every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. To come in and get this truth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And get what you need, because we got people that's driving 2 hours, 3 hours faithfully every week just to come and get this word. So if you're really seeking truth, and straightways down the street from Memphis, man, make your way down there. You know what I'm saying? And call it down the hall. Make yourself known. You know.
You see, me and Koya go any daggone where.
That's right. That's right. Yes, sir. We're looking forward to seeing you too, brother. Michael Israel, you and your beautiful family, man. Everybody at Straightway could not stop talking about the spirit that y'all had on y'all when we first met y'all at that conference, man. There's only a few people that stuck out, and you was for sure on the top of the line. You was, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just got a beautiful spirit, man, and we know that y'all mean business. We know y'all mean business, and that's the kind of people.
Yeah, and the thing is, I could sense, and Koya could sense, that there was more to what we were doing. We know we got out there, we're doing the word, we trying to get the word out, but we were like, there's something more, and there's another level to this thing, and now we found it, man. And
hallelujah.
And I'll shout it far and wide. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
again, if you don't know what Straightway Ministries is, Pastor Dow's ministry, what he did I think it's over 20 years ago, is he started his own community, Hebrew Torah keeping community. He started his own Torah keeping community that pretty much self-sustained, and he's putting this model out there for the rest of the community to see. One of the hurdles to it is, you got wolves in sheep's clothing, past the pork chop, past the shuck and jive out there. They see it as a threat to their money. So what they say is, oh yeah, this, they fearmonger out there. So that's one of the hurdles to this really getting put out there far and wide. That's why I knew, because like I said, I be seeing connections where other people don't. I knew how to explain this thing and put it out there so that people get it. And there's no wiggle room. There's no tap dancing around it. That's why I like the sister who came in there and questioned it, because it helps show that there ain't no holes in what they doing. Ain't no getting around it. It's the route to go, and you're either going to get down or lay down. You're either going to get down with this, or you're going to be forced in it or forced away from it by your greed and your lust and your fear. You see what I'm saying? And I said, I'm running to it because I know business. I did real estate investment, did all this stuff. I even, like when I was buying rental properties, I saw how the mortgage companies were screwing me on the rates and the fees and still getting me. But because I was so good with mapping out my cash flow, I still ended up coming out productive in it. But it's like, it's lose out this mug, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. So yeah, man, Brother D, I appreciate you coming on. Like I said, you're gonna see him on this show more often. You're gonna see a lot of straightway people on here. And like I said, the next when I do this again, because I'm gonna be in Houston, Texas next weekend. So the next time I do this, I'm gonna have Kabir on here and probably Brother Dave, and we're gonna chop it up about we're gonna chop it up on here about. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once and I'm not good at it. But yeah, when they come on, we're gonna take this to the next level. So any questions that didn't get answered on this episode or now, you could either put in the comments, and I'm sure there's going to be, it's going to be a lot going on in the comments. So you could either put it in the comments, or you can just wait till the next show and those questions will be addressed then. But, like I said, this don't take me pushing it. Folks going to run to this anyway. Because they know that Christian model isn't going to work. And just a brief recap, what we're talking about here is the first, how do you build community? What's the first step? I'm up to my neck in debt. I don't have any time. I'm either going or coming. My kids are doing this. My wife's working. We're on a treadmill and it's on sprint. And we're getting out of breath. What do we do? Well, that's what this show was about. It's tailored for those people in that predicament. That's what it's tailored to. And basically what we said to do is begin to congregate, get to know people, discern their spirits, and those people that you see have a meek and humble spirit and are willing to share and have a selfless spirit. Come together in community with them. And that's what Brother D brought out in detail, and he discussed all the different aspects of it. And like he said, it ain't Disney World magic, hey, Beauty and the Beast, and you jumping around and it's all. No, it can be painful, but it's not like an arthritic pain on a bad joint. It's a good pain. It's like the soreness you get after you lift weights. It's that type of pain. So,
Right.
Yeah.
And I want to end off with this, brother Israel. I see a whole lot of questions popping up. I wish they would have popped up earlier because we're about to wrap it up. But I'll say this: when you go back and you listen to this show, look at the people that's saying, "Oh, I could do this all by myself. It's me and my family. I don't need no man telling me what to do." You know what I'm saying? We good all by ourselves. We got land, we got houses, we got this, we got that, right? Well, look at their lifestyle and how they're growing in the truth compared to us who actually come together of one mind, one heart, same spirit, and we give up everything. Look how we living, and look at the difference. You know what I'm saying? In the sacrifice. Look at the difference in what Yah is doing, because somebody's right and somebody's wrong, man. You see what I'm saying? And that's just bottom line what it is. And it don't have to be straightway. It don't have to be straightway. You know what I'm saying? But that straightway is the only way I know. I've looked around, I've searched, I've seeked. I didn't find anything that can be compared to this. So I'm gonna be with the best. That's just my mindset. Right. I want to be on the winning team. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I'm going in. I don't want to be gambling with my life. You see what I'm saying? And so bless you, my brother Israel, man. It's an honor to have met you, to be on your show, brother, and to give us this opportunity to get the truth out, man, and to help the people, because you didn't have to do this.
I had to do it, man. I'm under orders from the Most High. It wasn't no getting around it.
Hallelujah. Hey, there goes a man that's being obedient to the spirit of Yah.
And real Glory fast, I wanna hit some of these questions real quick. You said we work hard to build our businesses and we can't pass them down because we are women. But and like I said, one of the things we'll hit in the next show is how to pool your resources and understand what your resources are, what your brick is, and how to put it in. Sometimes it takes somebody who can see those links where you can't see them. You said I'm a seasoned, single, 50-year-old woman. We talked about that earlier. Singles can live in the community. I'm going to tell you this. When you get your mind right, when you spiritually align your mind and you get your mind right, in fact, spiritual combat is mainly built on how I went from being like a emaciated, castrated, girly man to being a real man that fears not death or nothing really. Okay? So when you get your mind biblically aligned, you ain't going to be able to keep the men away. I don't care if you 90 or if you whatever age you are. And even if you don't want a man, you can be, we need older women. Okay, so that's another thing. And that's about all the questions I see. Let's see, one last one. It's all for building the community, but this other stuff. Okay, so she's talking to someone else. All right, so anyway, with that said, y'all, we're going to take you out with my dude, my praise and worship leader for spiritual combat, beloved Dawid, mind culture. You know what I'm saying? And it's a song called Standards. You know what I'm saying? That's my jam.
I'm just a young brother with standards.
Yeah, that's it, man. We got them standards. So we're gonna take you out with the spiritual combat. We've contracted praise and worship out to my dude, beloved Dawid. He get me in the spirit, man. So with that said, y'all, shalom, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. If this broadcast blessed you, please support Spiritual Combat by hitting the like button, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that notification bell. If you're on Facebook, hit follow Spiritual Combat so you can hit those options so you can receive the notifications. And with that said, y'all, here it is.
It might go under Yoski. But 2018, Yahuwah year. That's it. Period. Brand new. They already know where we at. See, if you say I came out the blue, no, I didn't. you just couldn't see me. That's it. But if you see me, that means that the plant have finally started to grow. The tree started to grow. That's why you can see me. We started from the dirt like Adam, though.
Sheesh.
That's Yahuwah smoke, though. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else.
Smoky.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
J13 lifestyle. Ooh. I'm just a young brother with standards. Just a young brother with standards. I ain't settling for the trash. That got them all in they bag. No handouts, all pass. They call a brother brunette. Yahuwah got me on the pad. Yeah, cost a brother never crash. I'm just a young brother with standards. Just a young brother with standards. I ain't settling for the trash. They got them all in they bag. No handouts, all pass. They call a brother brunette. Yahuwah got me on the pad. Yeah, cost a driver never crash. Yeah, standards. I never go below the bar. I'm straight. When you a son who care about the star. Lawyer, it's only right I had to pass a bar. That Torah, this rule walk up the park. I got Yahuwah out, now I'm able to do a lot. Yeah, when I say I got this drive, ain't talking computer out. Yeah, loaded with script, you know I'm a shooter out. Spraying the scene with some life, watch out, let me do it out. Ooh. Yahuwah got me employed, don't it? Mighty life keep me poised, don't it? Nothing over here is voice. This is truly my choice. Lost a whole lot of net, gained a whole lot of faith. See a whole lot of mirrors. That's why it's hard to debate. Really brewing what you doing. Only siding with the order. Spent a lot of time playing. 9 days I can't afford it. My world account looking crazy. My heavy balance look amazing. Free smoke for the nation. I'm just a young brother with standards. Just a young brother with standards. I ain't settling for the trash. That got them all in they bag. No handouts, all pass. They call a brother brunette. Yahuwah got me on the pad. Yeah, cost a brother never crash. I'm just a young brother with standards. Young brother with standards. I ain't settling for the trash. Man, that got